Now, an emergency weather alert from Andy's Randomness.
Alright, good afternoon everyone, and it will especially be a good afternoon, I guess, to anybody in Louisiana. I guess to send out this emergency weather alert. I'm Andy Pollock, the executive producer, creator of the Andy's Randomness YouTube channel, coming to you from New York City. We have a potential weather emergency possibly coming yet again for Louisiana. It seems this could be the third year in a row where the state of Louisiana could get a direct hit from a hurricane. And you may be wondering, well, what is the case here? Well, to go into specifics, and we'll show you it right now, if we can pull it up here. There we go. Just going to pull up tropical depression. And now we're going to move this to the right. And there we go. This is tropical depression number 9. Now you may be wondering, well, this is from my radar, your normal tool that you've been using for a while. Why are they showing the path of uncertainty going into the Louisiana area? And I'll go specifics on this. And I'll go into specifics with the National Hurricane Center. But by all estimations, by Sunday, if you're anywhere between Lake Charles and New Orleans, you need to take this storm very, very seriously. In fact, if you're even near the Mississippi coast and a few miles east of Houston, I would recommend to keep an eye on this, because this is still a lot of uncertainty with this. Could hit Louisiana, but again, there's always the scenario where it could veer west, just like Harvey did 3 years ago. Well, 4 years ago, yes. So, what I'll do right now is give the specifics. It's currently 115 miles away from Jamaica. It is moving at 13 miles per hour, so this is moving pretty quickly, and this is why a lot of meteorologists have been keeping an eye on this storm since yesterday. So what I want to do right now is move this up a little bit, and what I want to take you to right now is right here on, yes, here we go. This is it right here. This is when they think it's going to be Cat 2, according to my radar. They're going with the National Hurricane Center's observation. They think Sunday night, going into Monday, there is a chance that Lake Charles could get a direct impact. So it's just been very rough for Lake Charles, who they just can never seem to get a break. Lake Charles just seems to be an area where you average one hurricane per year. It's a very unfortunate statistic, but I'll go into more specifics as we go along here. So let's go to the Noaa View. And the reason why I decided to do this view on Noaa, it gives you an idea of what Tropical Depression 9 could be. Now, I have reached out to, I did yesterday. And my friend in a neighboring town here in Queens, he gave me the 2 names, and he has the list of the hurricane names for this year. He was speculating, well, could this be named Ida, or this could be Julian? Because remember, the last named storm was last week, and that was Henri. So now you're wondering, could it be Ida or Julian? Again, they think, and I'm looking at my radar, there is a chance by this time tomorrow, not this time tomorrow, excuse me, this time by Saturday, I meant, yes, which would be the 28th, that this could be a named storm. So, Cat 1 is imminent. It's going to strengthen in the Gulf right here. And again, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to get my drawing tool. And this is where I think you need to be concerned about this storm. So what I'm going to do right now is make a big transparency. And what I want to do is circle the areas where I think the cause of concern should be. So anywhere from the Mississippi coast to around here. Okay, so around the Texas. This would be around the Texas Panhandle, as you can see my mouse cruiser. So this little, I guess, worm, I'm going to call it a little worm. In fact, all I'll do is I'll make the worm a little bit more further along the Mississippi coast. There we go. So now you get an idea. So anywhere around from here to here, I would say keep an eye on this, because this is something that you do not want to take for granted. I mean, unlike us here in New York, where we had little time to prepare for Henri, Louisiana now has about, I would say, at least the minimum 5 days to get ready for a potential Cat 2 or maybe even a Cat 3 hurricane. It's too early to speculate, because the Tropical Tidbits was saying yesterday in the 16 model, well, could this be a Cat 3? We don't know yet. So a lot is really undetermined at this moment. So we're just going to exit out of this. So thankfully, I've learned how to work the drawing tool with the Noaa website. So what I want to do next is take a look at a couple of the radar models. So currently it's raining in the Caribbean, no surprise there. You get more specifics as you go along here. We're just taking a look at both one more time. And then just taking a look at some other satellite imagery. I'm just taking a look at it pretty quickly here. So it's new imagery from the satellite. And now what we want to do is go to Tropical Tidbits. And according to Tidbits, again, this is moving pretty fast. If it's not moving fast enough, then it's going to definitely get faster once we go into the weekend and once the landfall is expected Sunday night going into early Monday morning. So here is the hurricane once again. Well, the potential hurricane. Either, again, this could be named Idia or Julian. So, again, this is what my friend in Bayside was telling me last night when I gave him the information from a YouTube channel that was covering it last night. And as soon as I got notification from Steve Lookner at Agenda Free TV, I was saying, well, maybe I should keep an eye on this myself. And now I'm looking at it, and now I'm trying to warn the people of Louisiana, like I did last year and like I did in 2019. Again, please, take these storms seriously, because, I always talk about how I've gone through Sandy. I'm still never going to forget that. And, you never, again, ever want to take a Cat 2 for granted. Because when Sandy hit New York, it was a Cat 2. And just putting that out. So what I want to do is go to 9. This is what I want to look at. In fact, let's go back to here. Just taking a look at the satellite imagery. I mean, it could strengthen. It could strengthen. Okay, so I don't want to read these two. I want to read the third one, because I don't want to blab on for longer than I have to. The third point I want to read here. This system is forecast to approach the northern Gulf Coast or at or near major hurricane intensity on Sunday. Although the forecast is uncertain, there is a risk of life-threatening storm surge, damaging hurricane-force winds, and heavy rainfall Sunday and going into Monday. So that would be the 29th and 30th, which would be next week. This would be along the northern Gulf Coast from the Florida Panhandle to the upper Texas coast, with the greatest risk along the coast of Louisiana. Interest in these areas should closely monitor the progress of the system and ensure they have the hurricane plans in place. So, just putting that out there. So now what we want to do is go to the cone. Why do I want to go to the cone, you may be wondering? Well, currently right now you have tropical storm warnings, right? This is a warning? Correct. Blue is a warning for parts of Cuba. But now, as you see here on Saturday morning, this becomes a Cat 1. So, Ida or Julia, because remember, I want to take you back to the home page. And why are we going back to the home page, you may be wondering. Well, currently right now in the Atlantic, we have 2 other systems. And, okay, you may be wondering, well, what's going to happen? Is Idia going to be named first? Or is, Julia, like I'd mentioned earlier, going to form next? Also keep in mind, Kate could form too. So you got 3 systems in the Atlantic. And keep in mind, you all remember in New Orleans when you got damaged by Katrina. We all look how active the 2005 season was overall. So, it's normal, and this is the time of the year when hurricane season peaks. This is normally mid to late in August. We're now in late August. And we're now approaching September. So it's going to get pretty active the next couple of weeks. And let's hope that we don't run into a situation where we're going to have to go to the Greek names. Because last year was a very, very active year. As many of you remember. Just like 2005 was. So, what we're going to do is go to the wind speed. They don't have specifics on rain. We'll likely get more specifics going into the weekend as I'll be doing more videos on this topic. But you can see here that Lake Charles, once again, always seems to be Lake Charles. Always seems to be Lake Charles, unfortunately. So, anything else regarding the arrival time of the winds? That's what I want to see before we move on to the Safari scale, after I'm done taking a look at tidbits. Okay, here we go. Saturday night is expected when the winds are going to hit. So, what I want to do right now is go to tidbits. So we'll go to Tropical Tidbits website. And you can take a look at this for yourself because they make it easier to use. So what I want to do is I want to go to the Southeast United States. And I'm only going to run the GFS. Because if I'm going to run the North American model, I would at least need to run it on Friday or Saturday, which would be tomorrow or on Saturday. So what I'm going to do right now is go here. And what I want to do is take you to right around up here. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Because this is what Steve Lookner was doing yesterday on Agenda Free TV. So, when we take a look at this, you may be wondering, well, on this scale, does this mean this is going to be a Cat 3? Potentially. So we may have to take this very, very seriously. Because if we take a look at Wendy.com, and this is how I'm going to wrap up this video. That way I get to my main point. And when I go to the GFS, what I want to do is go to the GFS. This is what I am very concerned about. Is that these colors, you see the eye of the storm forming right there. So what I want to do is play it. So let's play it hour by hour. And let's go to Sunday morning. And as you can see here, it looks very catastrophic that this could go. It's trying to turn west, but here's the problem. It looks like New Orleans is going to get a lot of wind from this. Now, is there a possibility that you're looking at a situation where New Orleans gets the heaviest wind and then you're looking at a situation where Lake Charles gets the heaviest rain, I would say there's a possibility. Because this is Sunday afternoon. We're only talking Sunday afternoon. Direct landfall may not happen until late Sunday night going into early Monday morning. So again, I urge anybody, please take this very seriously if you're along the coastline from eastern Texas to Mississippi. If you're on any of those areas, I would say you're in that cone right now. So you have plenty of time to get ready for the storm. You have about, on minimum, 72 hours to 96 hours, I'd say. Yeah, okay. That'd be 3 to 4 days from now. So plan up, get the sandbags ready. Because again, I'm very familiar with the coastline of the Gulf because I have a friend who lives in Alabama, and she goes to the beach all the time down there. So take this seriously, and there'll be more updates to come. So stay tuned to this channel for the next couple of days, because I will be giving updates, and I'll be taking a look at what the situation is. As far as Monday is concerned, I'll try to do an update in the afternoon when I come home from work. I mean, I don't get the Weather Channel at work, so that might make it a little bit complicated for me to keep an eye on the storm. So all I'm going to do is wrap it up. Stay tuned for the next couple of days for more updates, because I'll be closely monitoring this. So until the next one, please take care.